Hello everyone and welcome to this channel. My name is Miriam. Today we're going to make this beautiful Christmas ornament hanging on a pine tree. And I begin with wetting the whole page. I put masking tape on to begin with. So we will get this nice crispy white edge once we're finished. Then I drop in a lot of different colors. I use blue and green and red and yellow. And I just allow everything to mix on the paper. I don't want the red and blue to mix too much together because then they will make a purple color and so on. But yeah, so just make sure you don't do that. Then I take this stencil and I use a sponge to make these lighter round shapes. It's called the bouquet effect. And this gives a really nice background for when you're going to make the rest of the painting. And of course, I don't paint this branch until the page is completely dry. That's quite important. And here I'm making the dots for the pine needles. A pine tree has these little ones sticking out. And then I paint in the pine needles. And here I paint in the beginning of the Christmas ornament, the top of the Christmas ornament, and I'm using Payne's Gray to do that. And later on I will be adding some white gouache as well. And then I continue to paint in the pine needles. And I'm using a green color here and a very small pointed brush. I think it's a size 2 or something like that. And I swipe the brush to make these pine needles. And I just continue down the branch to, to just make these pine needles. And just take your time with it. It won't be as fast as I'm showing here. The video has been sped up a little bit. So just take your time with it. That will give the best result in the end. And then I use my stencil again to create the round shape for the Christmas ornament. I found this quite easy, but you could also use something with a round shape and just draw around it with a very light pen, so that pencil, so that it won't show when you start to paint. And here I'm beginning to paint in some of the ornament and using some white gouache. In the beginning, I wanted the ornament to be a sort of cream color, but it was disappearing into the background, so I decided later on to paint it red. And here I'm adding a darker color to the branch so that it looks more natural. And then I begin to add a red color to the Christmas ornament. And I'm just mixing it with the gouache I have on the paper. Once you wet it again, it will begin to mix with the color you put on top. And I just work nice and easy on the ornament, just building it up, adding some more color. And you can see how the ornament begins to pop now. So I'm quite happy I decided to make it a different color than this cream one I had planned from the beginning. And I'm just making sure, because when the light hits a Christmas ball, it looks like it has different colors. And here I'm adding some more white to make where the light hits the Christmas ball, that will be quite lighter. And I just mix it a little bit, and then I put white dots on top of the pine branch because it is snowing. We want to make a pretty Christmas painting. You can use this for a card or something like that. Could be a great idea. And then I just add dots, white dots with my brush. And I just blend it a little bit on the Christmas ornament. And here I'm adding some shimmer to the Christmas ornament. I had one of these boxes with different colors, so I decided to use that. It's not necessary and you don't have to. I just thought it would give it a nice glow. So, and then I mix some gouache with some water and I begin to splatter it all over the page. And the painting is almost finished. We just need to make some more white dots and to take the masking tape off in a little bit. And then the painting is finished. I really hope that you found this tutorial useful, and I hope to see you again on this channel. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to use a hairdryer when you remove the masking tape. That will help the paper from not tearing when you take it off. There you go, the finished result. Be well and bye for now.